Couple of drop points for Bayern this past weekend as they were held to a draw against Union Berlin. But what is there any hope for RB Leipzig in the chasing back? We'll take a little look next. Back once again with our prediction show. Today we're taking a look at match number 29 in the Bundesliga, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button and hit your bang today with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Bundesliga related, well, football related. We're going to know here, boys. Under Wolfsburg, that's right. Of course, Bayern slipped up, but I think, is there still any hope for RB Leipzig? As of course there is a 5-point gap between the two, with only a few games left in the calendar season. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Of course, a big shout out to the VIPs. We're talking about the Patreons. Thank you for your continued support behind the scenes. So anyway, let's take a look at what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about is these past results. So here we go, lads. Of course, my picks first, and of course then we'll take a look at yours, and then we'll take a look at what's going on elsewhere. So kicking it all off back on the Friday the 9th of April, big 1-0 win for Bielefeld as they keep on believing that they might stick around for the season. Baptiste Santamaria with a big fat OG giving Bielefeld the win. Goodness gracious me, 1-0 win for them, and move the chains, of course. Actually went with a 0-0 draw myself. Bremen, though, they did lose to Leipzig. 4-1 win for Leipzig. Goals coming from Dani Olmo and Alexander Soroth with a couple of goals there. Marcel Sabitzer as well. Milot Rashina get the 1-0 goal for Werder Bremen, but unfortunately not good enough for them. 4-1 for them. 2-0 for me, not too bad. Of course, my boys, they did lose. 3-1 win was my pick. 2-2 was the final score. That's Hertha Berlin. Jan Sommer got himself sent off early doors. Santiago Ascabar with a goal. There's Jon Cordoba as well. Santa Plea and Lars Stindl made it an interesting game despite being down to 10 men. Gladbach pulling off a point, so fair play to them in the end. Meanwhile, Frankfurt against Wolfsburg. This one's goals galore as well. 7-goal thriller in the end. Goals from Dachi Kamada, Luka Jovic, Andre Silva, and Eric Durm on the score sheet. With Rida Baku, worked workhorse, and Tuto with a big fat OG, giving Wolfsburg some hope. But unfortunately, no goals there. No win for them. 2-2 for me. 4-3 in the end. Bayern did drop points against Union Berlin. 1-1 in the end. Of course, no Lewandowski, should I say. Jamal Musiala with the 1-0 goal for Bayern. Marcus Ingevartsen getting the 1-0 goal for Union Berlin as points were split round in the middle. Meanwhile, Dortmund are right back in it as well with a 3-2 win over Stuttgart. Another goal fest here. Goals coming from, who were they? Of course, Jude Bellingham on the score sheet, Marco Reus and Angus Knauf on the score sheet for Dortmund. Sasha Kajanovic and Daniel Devadevi on the score sheet. Of course, Dortmund, for Stuttgart as well. 3-2 win for them. 2-1 for me, not too shabby. Schalke, big winners, 1-0 win over Augsburg. I actually thought about this. I thought they would get this win. Switzerland with a 1-0 goal for Schalke was enough for them to get the second win of the season and finally put some points in the bag. Oh, what a miserable season they've had. Of course, Cologne, though, against Mainz. Another win for Mainz. 3-2 in the end. Mainz are bloody up and at them right here, right now. Jean-Paul Boutius on the score of Karim Onawiso. Leandro Barreira Martins on the score of Mainz. Una Duda with a goal for Köln. And Elias Shaqiri getting a goal as well for them. 3-2 win for Mainz. And, of course, Hoffenheim against Leverkusen was a 0-0. Actually won the 1-1. And actually see it did 3 out of 9, which is pretty shit. But, of course, the table looks like this. And actually see there's a 5-point gap between Bayern and Leipzig. I don't know what banana skins are left for Bayern along the way. If they're going to drop any more points on their journey. Of course, Wolfsburg still remain comfortably in third, Frankfurt are fourth, and really breaking news right now, Frankfurt's manager will be joining Borussia Mönchengladbach next season. I think those two sides lock horns as well this coming week, so this will be an interesting encounter. Dortmund have got it all to do, though. They've got to make up, 7 points if they're going to get into the Champions League next season, which could spell the end for Sancho, Haaland, and other big-time players. Of course, they want to be playing Champions League football. If they can't get over the line this time around, what's going to happen to them? Of course, Leverkusen also had a tremendous start to the season, but they're now down to 6th. As for the foot of the table, Schalke, Cologne going down right here, right now. Look at that. So it's very, very tight at the foot of the table. Bielefeld still in the discussion, as are Hertha Berlin and Mainz doing all the business at the moment, getting out of it. Let's take a look at your picks then, shall we? Here we go. You know the deal. You know the deal. Of course, Yannick Saifi did shite. Game Charlie also did poop. Alex Villa also did ghastly. Tom Stainer, though, absolutely kicking ass and taking names. Ivan Stringer did bits of poop. Asworth did okay. Ultra Murat, you're a patron, so give you a round of applause. I missed it, mate. I missed it, but it's okay. Roster Frost also did very, very well as well. Davis FC, you did okay. Oh, Magic Money also did bits. March Spitali also did good. Matt Gunner also did very, very well. Josh Will Travel did shite. Shannon also did very, very poop. Of course, Omar Esquivel also did very, very well indeed. Vincent Hong did okay. Yannick Buster did bits. Okay, did okay. And Lucas Shadowich also did poop. I don't know why I'm clapping a poop, but he did poop. Isami Adu did shite. James PSFC also did crap. And Costas K, he's okay, but he did poop. Ojo52 also did okay. So well done to you guys. And of course, the table looks like this for this week. If your name is I'm Stringer, Game Charlie, Axwell, Game James PSFC, don't even look at it. But if your name is Morris Fratelli or Matt Gunner, going to take a bloody bow, boys, because you are the kings for this week and this week alone. What's that done to the overall table? We'll have a little gander. Here it comes, actually. Your kingpin right here, right now. Standing in front of me is Costas K. He's okay. What did he get this week? He got himself 3. So he actually dropped a lot of points here for the likes of Alex Weller to close in on, who actually dropped less points than him. Lucas Kajanovich, how did you get on? You also didn't take advantage of it. Who took advantage of it? I think Hans Wurst closed the gap on him, as did Yannick Buster as well. So those two guys making big movements on them. Keep up that sort of trend, and guess what? You'll be right in the thick of things for, of course, the title. Still a lot of points to be on the offering, but right here, right now, Costas K is your king, so he deserves your respect, boys. Respect your king. Of course, let's take a look at the next round of matches kicking off this weekend. This Friday will be Leipzig up against Hoffenheim. Next week, double match week as well, so a good chance for some points to be earned next week. Anyway, these two sides pitched the last 6, 5 wins for Leipzig, 1 win for actually no wins for Hoffenheim, 1 draw. Last round in Leipzig was a 3-1 win for Leipzig back in, of course, December 2019. Team winner of the race, Marcel Sabitzer as well for Leipzig. Emik Berkacic get the one to go for Hoffenheim. Also, pleasure. This is in Hoffenheim as a 1-win for Leipzig as well. Heading into this, though, Leipzig winning 8 of the last 10 matches in the Bundesliga. Hoffenheim failing to win the last 5 on the road. Coming into this, just 1 defeat in the past 4 games. One defeat the past 4 games for Leipzig. That was against Bayern, of course, a couple of games back. Meanwhile, just 1 in the past 6 games for Hoffenheim. That was against Wolfsburg, all the way back at the start of March. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. We have Leipzig 11-4 for the victory, of course. 4-1 is your draw. 7-1 is your long shots. That's Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim coming to this in 12th, and with them they can move up to 11th, whereas Leipzig are second, and with them they can close it down to 2 points at the top of the table. I'm going to give them the win on this one with a 3-0 win to put the pressure on Bayern, who have a slipped opportunity. Of course, this is a bit of a banana skin right here, right now. It is, of course, 3rd place Wolfsburg up against top of the pops. It is Bayern. That's right. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, played to the last 6 out of 6 for Bayern, including a 4-0 win last round in Wolfsburg back in June 2020. In lockdown, of course, Kingsley Coman on the score sheet. Mikko Kuosans, Robert Lewandowski, and of course Thomas Muller back in the day. Joshua Kilgavoli got himself sent off at Wolfsburg, and also played this season at the Allianz. It was a 2-1 win for, of course, Bayern. Lewandowski with a couple of goals as well. Maximilian Philippe on the score sheet for Wolfsburg. Wolfsburg, though, winning 9 of the last 11 matches in the Bundesliga. Wolfsburg, though, keeping a clean sheet in 5 last matches at home as well. Coming into this, however, on the back end of a defeat, losing to Frankfurt just the other day. 1 defeat in the past 4. Meanwhile, back-to-back games without a win for Bayern. Of course, losing to PSG. Going to be watching that game in a minute. I'm so excited. Of course, Bayern 1-1 draw against Union Berlin as well. Heading into this, of course, Wolfsburg. We'll take a look at that in a minute. The bookies' odds on this one. What do we have on this? Wolfsburg 5-2 for the victory. 11-10 on is your Bayern. Of course, 3-1 is your draw. Of course, Wolfsburg are in 3rd. A win for them. They can close it in on 2nd. A win for Bayern, of course, will extend the lead potentially up to 8 points, depending on what goes on elsewhere. I'm going to go with. I'm going with a big one. I'm going to go with a 2-1 for Wolfsburg. A shocker on the cards, which could open up the floodgates for a potential bandstand finish right out here in the Bundesliga. Next up, of course, we have my boys Mönchengladbach up against Frankie, of course. Placed for the last 6, 3 for Mönchengladbach, 1 for Frankie, and 2 draws. Last round in Gladbach was a 4-2 win, in fact, for Gladbach back in October 2019. Marcus Thuram on the score sheet, Oscar Wendt, Nico Elaverdi, and of course Dennis Sakiri on the score sheet, of course, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Danny Da Costa, Martin Hingeringer on the score sheet, of course, Frankie. Heading into, they also mentioned that this season in Frankfurt was a 3-goal thriller as well, a 6-goal thriller, sorry, 3-3 in the end. In fact, the last 3 games between these two sides have chalked up 6, 12, 14, 16 games between them, I think. 16 goals between these two sides of the last 3 games. Absolutely bedlam. Of course, heading into this, though, Frankfurt undefeated in the last 16 of the last 17 matches. Mönchengladbach, though, have scored at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches as well. Coming into this, 3 wins on the spin for Frankie, beating the likes of Union Berlin, Dortmund, of course, Wolfsburg. As for Mönchengladbach, of course, 3 games unbeaten for them as well. Beating Schalke, beating Freiburg, and of course, drawing with Hertha Berlin. Maybe they have turned the corner. We'll see. Look at the biggest odds on this one. Frankfurt come into this. Where are you? 8-5. Long shot 6-4 for Gladbach on this one. 30-5 is your draw. Of course, Gladbach come into in 8th, and with them they can move up to 7th. Whereas for Frankie are in 4th, and with them they can move up to 3rd. I'm going to go the 2-1 for Gladbach on this one. The home form might just as well just put them over the edge to get the 3 points over the new coach, of course, Frankie's boss, whatever his name is. Of course, Freiburg, though, taking, of course, Schalke. Played for the last 6, 3 for Freiburg, 1 for Schalke, 2 draws. Last time around in Freiburg was a 4-0 win for Freiburg back in June 2020. Gianluca Waldschmidt on the score sheet with a couple of goals there. Jonathan Schmidt as well. Lucas Holia, again, they want to go for Freiburg as well. Also, pleasure that this is in Schalke was a 2-0 win for Freiburg. Roland Salali with a couple of goals there as well. Schalke, though, failing to win their last 24 away matches in the Bundesliga, conceding at least 2 goals in 13 last 50 matches as well. Coming into this, just 1 win in the past 6 games for Schalke. That was against Augsburg just the other day. Finally got the win in the column. Meanwhile, just 1 win in the past 5 for Freiburg. That was against Augsburg. A couple of games back. Meanwhile, the bookies' odds on this one. Freiburg coming to this 2013 on for the victory. 16-5 is your draw. 50-4 is your Schalke. Schalke coming to this, of course, 18th, and they're rooted. But a win for them can close it in on, of course, Cologne. As for the opposition, Freiburg, they're all the way up into 10th at the moment. And I went for them, they can move up to 7th in the table. I'm going with Schalke to get something out of this one, 1-1 in the end. Of course, tails up after that win. Augsburg up against Bielefeld, of course, played each other last 5 wins out of 5 for Augsburg, including a 3-0 win last round in Augsburg in the Zweite Bundesliga back in, of course, 2010. Stefan Hein on the score sheet with a couple of goals there, and of course, Nando Raphael as well. Sebastian Heidenegger got himself sent off for Bielefeld back in the day. Also played each other, though, this season in Bielefeld was a 1-0 win for Augsburg back in December this season. Heading into this, though, Bielefeld, what are we looking at here? Just one defeat past 4 for them. That was against Leipzig, 1-0 loss. As for the opposition, that's Augsburg, 2 wins at the past 4 games, 2 defeats as well, as they are a bit hot and cold at the moment. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Augsburg 30-10 for the victory, 2-1 is your Bielefeld, 12-5 is your draw. Bielefeld coming to this in the relegation playoff spot. That is 16th, but a win for them. They can move up to 14th. Excuse me. Augsburg actually in 11th, but a win for them. They can close in on 10th as well. Going to go with the 2-1 for Bielefeld on this one. They've got the form with them, the wind beneath their wings, and of course hopefully pushing them up the table a little bit more. Next up, we have Union Berlin up against Stuttgart. Played to the last 5 times, 4 draws in fact, and the last 5 just 1 win for Stuttgart. Of course, that one for Stuttgart was all the way back in 2017 in the Zweite Bundesliga at home. Of course, last time around at the Union Berlin was a 0-0 draw in what the heck is this, the playoff relegation battle last time around. Yeah, so it's pretty much level between these two sides. The only one victory is going in favour of Stuttgart back into quite a few years ago. Union Berlin, though, undefeated in the last 13 home matches in the Bundesliga. Of course, they come into this just 1 defeat the past 5. That 1 defeat was against Frankfurt. Meanwhile, 2 wins at the past 4 games for Stuttgart. I've got hot and cold form as well for them. So this one smells like a draw all over the place at the moment. 6-5 for Union Berlin, 12-5 is your draw, 11-5 is your away win. That is Stuttgart. Stuttgart coming to this in 9th, and win for them, they can move up to 7th even. Of course, sitting in 7th is Union Berlin, and win for them, they can move closer to 6th spot on this one. Smells like a draw, but I'm going with Union Berlin. 2-0 win. I don't know why, but it smells like a draw. Next up, of course, Leverkusen up against Cologne. Let's play each of the last 6. 3 for Leverkusen, 2 for Cologne, and 1 draw. Last round in Leverkusen was a 3-1 win for Leverkusen back in, of course, June 2020. Sven Bender, Kai Havertz, and Moussa Diambali on the score sheet, of course, Leverkusen, and Sebastian Bono get the one to go for Cologne. Also, this is in Cologne, and it was a 4-0 win for Leverkusen back in December this season. Cologne, though, losing the last 4 away matches in the Bundesliga, and they're looking very, very wobbly at the moment, actually unbeaten without a win in at least 6 games. Meanwhile, Leverkusen just 1 win the past 4 games, though that one was against Schalke, of course, a couple of games back. Meanwhile, the bookies odds on this one, Leverkusen come into this, of course, 7-4 on for the victory, 14-5 is your draw, 5-1 is your Cologne on this one. Cologne come into this in the drop zone, but with them they can move up to 15th. Leverkusen are actually into 6th at the moment, but with them they can move up to 5th. Going to go with a 2-0 for Leverkusen. Of course, they've not won many in recent times, but I think there'll be an unbeaten run in 3 games now to give them a bit of belief that they might get some European football next season. Next up, we have Dortmund up against Werder Bremen. Played each other the last 6, 2 wins apiece and 2 draws last time around. In Dortmund, it was in fact a 2-2 draw back in September 2019. Mario Götze on the score sheet, Marco Reus as well. Millet, Rashica, and Marco Friedel on the score sheet. Of course, Werder Bremen giving them a share of the sports. Also played each other, though, this season in Bremen back in December was a 2-1 win for Dortmund. Goals on that day, we're not going to look at it, of course. Werder Bremen, though, losing the last 4 matches in the Bundesliga. Dortmund, though, scoring at least 2 goals in 7 last 8 matches as well. Coming into this, just 1 win, though, at the past 4 games for Dortmund. That was against Stuttgart. Meanwhile, just 1 win at the past 5 games for Köln. That was against Jan Regensburg in the German Cup, of course. 4 defeats in the spin in the Bundesliga. Not very good form for Köln. For Werder Bremen, sorry. Look at the biggest odds on this one then, shall we? Dortmund coming to this 11-4 on for the victory, 4-1 is your 6-1 is your Werder Bremen. Long shots. They are coming to this. Werder Bremen in 13th, and a win for them, they can move up to 11th. Dortmund are in 5th at the moment, and a win for them, they can close in on 4th. They need the win, they'll get the win. 3-1 win in the end. And then wrapping up, it is one of the form teams at the moment. It is Mainz up against, of course, Hertha Berlin. Played to the last 6, 3 for Mainz, 1 for Berlin, and 2 draws last time around. In Mainz was a 2-1 win for Mainz back in, of course, September 2019. Robin Quaison on the score sheet, Jeremiah St. Just as well, with Marco Gulic on the score sheet, of course, Hertha Berlin. Also, though, this is in Berlin, was a 0-0 draw back in December. Heading into this, in Mainz undefeated in the last 5 matches, whereas Hertha Berlin have actually had to win the last 10 away matches in the Bundesliga. They're coming into this, though, Hertha Berlin just 1 defeat in the past 5. That 1 defeat was against Dortmund. Meanwhile, Mainz, though, undefeated in the last 5 games, with quite a few wins in that cluster as well. Bookies odds on this one, we have 11-8 on for Mainz. 90-10 is your away win. That's Hertha Berlin. 23-10 is your draw. Hertha Berlin are actually in 15th. The win for them, they can move up to 14th, which is Mainz. The win for Mainz in 14th, they could go up to 12th in the table. Goodness gracious me. Going to go with Mainz on this one with the 1-0 win to take 3 points and again move the bloody chains. If I'm right, which I bloody well hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Of course, Bayern München will have their lead cut down to just 2 points. Leipzig, of course, remain into second. Wolfsburg will be into third, and of course with big 3 points as well. Frankfurt down to 4th. Dortmund, of course, breathing down their necks, of course, with 4 points adrift as well. Leverkusen to 6th, and then the chasing pack. Then, of course, Schalke, Cologne going down. Hertha Berlin not out of the woods just yet, and a big win as well for Arminia Bielefeld to give them a bit of belief. That's what I think will happen, of course, this week. Let me know what you think, of course, down below. We'll do it all again very, very soon. Next week, double match week, so of course, a double round of picks. So we'll try and get them up early as possible. But until then, though, give the video some love, smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. We'll do it all again very, very soon. Of course, check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course, Patreon. If you want to support the channel in another way, that's the best place to do it. Until then, though, I'll see you all soon for the next one. Until then, I am out.